Hello everybody, Andy here again. Right, I don't know if you noticed in the news last week, the World Economic Forum was going on in Davos in Switzerland, and not something that I necessarily take a great deal of notice of. But this year, apart from the usual things about talking about trade talks and global warming was one of the things, climate change that they were talking about, one of the big things that I can make out from reading the blogs and looking at sort of pieces and bits and in the papers is the internet and the rise of the internet and the Web 2.0 and all those sort of things. We already know that that's where Chad Hurley announced the YouTube ad revenue sharing sort of thing that we've all been talking about on here. And but the Web 2.0 seemed to be the big thing. And one thing that Chad Hurley said, I've written it down, he said, Web 2.0 is changing the world because for the first time it gives everyone a voice and a chance to get heard and seen, which is why we're here, isn't it? But one of the things that struck me with all the words that I've read and interviews etc that you see on the TV is a lot of the people there, obviously businessmen, and we're talking predominantly I suppose older 50 plus businessmen, the suits as we like to call them, they don't seem to understand all this sort of business. You've got your Bill Gates in there, he was over there as a regular visitor talking about Microsoft etc, but also talking about his side projects with poverty and malnutrition and malaria and all those sort of things that he's got involved with in a sort of philanthropic way with his wife. He was there doing his bit. You had Google were there, apparently by all accounts theirs was the big party to go to on the Friday night, and they were turning people away more or less. It was so popular. You had a lot of youngsters doing that sort of thing. I think the guy from Skype who started that was there and talking about all their plans etc, and they seem to have stolen a bit of a march on lots of the other things because a lot of people there didn't seem to know, as I was saying. And one of the big things that did come out of it was blogging. So many of the actual correspondents there, so many of the people that went to either to view it, to take part, etc, but we're actually doing blogs. And I think from what I can understand, this sort of took a lot of the people by surprise. A lot of the businessmen that were there didn't really know what blogging was all about. It was the first time that they've really encountered it. And one of the statistics which I have seen before actually is that they say that a new blog is created in the world every second. So boom, there goes another one, and boom, there's another one. And most of these are in China as well. So I mean, that's blogging. I mean, to me that seems a bit like the dark ages nowadays. What with blogging that we're doing now, it's a step forward, isn't it? So I don't know, they probably wouldn't agree. They don't even know what it is, and we're already calling it the dark ages of blogging. But there you go. But it just proves the point that I've made in the past, is that so many businesses nowadays, especially the ones that are owned or run by older people, traditional businessmen I suppose you could call them that, are so far out of touch with this that they're really getting left behind. And the newer people like the YouTubes, the Googles, the Flickrs and all these sort of people are taking over, and that's one of the reasons they've been so successful, is because they realise what's going on. They can see the potential for this whole Web 2.0 and the whole sharing thing. And one of the points that was made, actually I wrote it down, Katerina Fake is it, who started, the founder of Flickr. One of the things she said, quite interesting in the current climate, she said the urge to share is stronger than the urge to earn. Now with the great YouTube debate, and I'm not going to go down that road again, that seems quite a interesting comment to have made, I think. But I just thought I'd say that quickly. We've got some people now, the big businessmen, are actually starting to take a notice of what we're doing on here, the whole Web 2.0, the sharing, us putting the blogs and the vlogs and all that sort of stuff out there. So watch out, they could be coming to you soon. Another point I've made with the YouTube, the ad revenue sharing, people are starting to take account. I wonder whether that's something that YouTube have thought of. Let's get in and start giving some people a little bit of money just to try and keep them here, rather than them going somewhere else where all the big businessmen are going to come in and start trying to either start their own sites or try and muscle in on what's already there. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that's interesting. I thought it was anyway, so I hope you found it interesting as well. So the World Economic Forum next year in Davos, because it happens annually, may be all about the internet once again, but maybe there's some more people taking over. Maybe they'll understand it a bit more next time, but don't hold your breath. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.